welcome to my video. My name is McKay. So today I wanted to do kind of a fun video. I'm 22, so you can guess by my age that I am around the college age, and 22 is normally when people graduate, and so it's true. The rumors are true. I don't even know if there are rumors, but I graduated college this last year, and I was a full year ahead. I think a full year ahead because of two things, and I'll talk more about that in the video as we get rolling, but I just kind of wanted to share my college experience, tips that I have, my journey in college, and how I kind of had a weird experience. Not weird, but just unusual experience. And I don't know, I just wanted to encourage you guys, talk to you a little bit about my journey, and hopefully, I don't know, give you something if you're in high school or in college, a tip or just a piece or nugget of wisdom that you can take with you. Okay, so I honestly never really wanted to go to college. I hadn't really legitimately thought about it until probably my sophomore year in high school, and it's like always there, you know, like I have an older brother, so he went to college, and I had thought about it briefly here and there. Sophomore year of high school, started thinking about it a little bit more. And I live in Washington. I was born and raised in Washington. I still live in Washington, and we have this thing called Running Start. I know it's called different things in different states, but essentially what it is high school students can go to a local community college and take classes that count for both high school credit and college credit. So it's basically free college. Like, tuition is covered. The only thing you need to pay for is like student fees and books, and that's only like, you know, a few $100s. So I heard about that, and I really wanted to do it my junior year of high school, but I was too late to the registration game and didn't make it. I ended up registering for my senior year, got in. It's pretty easy to get in, and started taking classes. And you guys, I would say this was like the tipping point in kind of my academic career, if you want to say, but I was always like a B student. You know, I felt like I was being babysat when I was at high school, and didn't really connect with any of the content or material that was, you know, being taught to us. So it was just kind of like, whatever, this is like useless. Kind of had a bad attitude in high school, and yeah. But anyways, I went to college, and my senior year, and I started taking, like, I think I took an anthropology class, I think I took a US history class, and one other class. But I went from being a B student to getting 4.0s in those classes, and something just like clicked in my head, and it was just, I don't know, it was like the independence and just like the level up of material being taught. I think it pushed me to kind of like rise to the occasion, and I know a lot of my friends have had the same experience, but I went from having a really bad attitude to honestly like really liking learning, and I did really well. I graduated that year, so it was in quarters. So when I graduated high school, I'd finished 1 year of college, and my GPA at college was like a 4.0. I hadn't missed anything. I had straight A's. I was doing really good. I had, you know, good feedback from my professors, and that was like the first time where I really kind of considered, you know, moving on to a 4-year university. But I stuck around for another year after my senior year at that same community college, and finished up my AA, my first 2 years of college. And after, I mean, that second year was tough. I was working pretty much full time and had a boyfriend who's now my husband, but I hardly ever saw him. I was so stressed out. I was going through a ton of stuff personally, and it was a really hard year. Ended up finding like resources to go to college, to apply to a 4-year, and I applied to one university. It was the university my brother graduated from, the university that my boyfriend, now husband, was going to, and I don't know, it just felt right. It was super close to my house, and I knew so many people that were currently going there, and that I knew had gone there in the past, and so I applied, I got in, I got a really great scholarship, and yeah, so I got into a 4-year university. It's crazy, like, I was in high school, had no desire really to go to college up until sophomore year, and then out of nowhere it was like God just opened my eyes and was like, no, like I want you to go on this path. And so I ended up like starting there, and then like walking, you know, to my dorm on the first day of my junior year, transferring into a 4-year college. I just had a moment of like, wow, like God like really has his way apart from, you know, what we want to do, and I'm just thankful that I was open to it. Another thing that I said I never wanted to study was business, and those were the classes that I loved the most in college, which is so funny. Like we're so like we can write off things so easily in our minds, like, oh, I'll never do that, or I'll never be an art major, or I'll never study business or whatever, or even go to college. And then it happens. I wasn't a business major, but I was a communications for business majors, so I took a ton of interpersonal communication classes, and then on top of that I, you know, interwove like tons of marketing classes, leadership, management, all that stuff. And yeah, I am super passionate about business now, which is so funny because that was like the one thing I always told people, like, I never want to study that. Yeah, you can ask my husband. Maybe I'll do a Q&A with him about like my stubbornness. This is like kind of the unusual part about it. Most people, you know, graduate high school and then take like SATs and then get in college and then they rush and are in a sorority. But I did it like in a completely opposite way. I did 2 years of community college. One of them was in high school, and then by the time I finished those 2 years, I had enough credits to transfer in where I didn't have to take the SATs, so I've never taken the SATs or ACTs, and yeah, which is crazy, so I never had to go through that. But on top of that, I started dating my husband in I started dating him the summer before my junior year. We were thinking timeline-wise, like when would we get married and how would that work with being in college and getting jobs and all of the factors that go into that. When I transferred into Northwest, we had 1 semester together. My first semester was his last semester, and he graduated a semester early, so we had 1 semester being at the same college together, which was super fun. On winter break, he proposed to me, so I got married after my junior year of college and had my whole senior year living on campus in married housing as a married woman, which is crazy. I was newly married. Senior year, I started a new job that year on campus. I was doing like an internship, and there was so much change. Yeah, that's just my story. I've had a very unique experience. If you would have asked me when I was like 13, 14, you know, what my life would be like at 22, I would not say this. I probably wouldn't include a degree, probably wouldn't include a husband or anything, but yeah, that's what happened, and I'm so thankful for it. It was like the craziest journey. But all to say, I want to not make this video super, super long, but just some tips that I have for anyone who is in college or is thinking about college or is not sure about college. My number one thing I would say is just follow Jesus. I thought I knew what I wanted and I was so stubborn about it, but like I'm just thankful that I had people encouraging me, and I like prayed a ton and just like wanted to follow God, because me being obedient to his plan brought me to places that I never could have, you know, I never could have gotten there on my own. Like, ask what his will is for your life, and just find wise people that you can go to and ask for advice and prayer. Another tip is, honestly, you guys, like this is, I'll do more videos on this, but staying organized is so important. I was such a stickler about organization, especially my senior year being married. Like my planner was like so detailed. I had like every assignment due, every test, every time I needed to study, work hours, date nights for my husband and I. Like I literally was so organized, and I think that's why I succeeded. I was just on top of things. I was doing essays 2 weeks before they were due so that I could have more time to, you know, hang out with my husband and go on date nights and go to the gym and all these things that I really wanted to do. So I really organized my life to complement what I wanted to prioritize. So I highly recommend just being more organized. Find a good planner. If you want to be successful and want to do well, like you have to figure out how to do it all, and I think organizing your life and planning it out is super helpful. Other tip, and just thing I would say to all college students is don't put pressure on yourself. We have this pressure to like graduate, be millionaires by 30, and have white picket fence and all this stuff. But honestly, like, I think it circles back to just being obedient. Like, please, please, please don't put pressure on yourself. And if you want to go a different route, if you don't even want to go to college and you want to go to art school, or you want to do like a 2-year job training program, do that. Like, I know it's so hard when like there's parents' expectations in the mix, but like you really have to do what you're gonna be passionate about, what's gonna make you happy, and something that's realistically, you know, something that you could see yourself being successful in and having longevity with. And then the last thing I would say is you have to be your own advocate. And you really, especially in college, like no one's there to babysit you, no one's there to, you know, tell you what to do. And you can have help from like professors and friends and mentors and parents, but at the end of the day, like if you're on a college campus, you're by yourself, and you really have to be your own advocate. A, find people on your team to be like, make sure that you have a good community, but at the same time, like you really have to stand up for yourself and like take ownership of your life. And honestly, you guys, my last semester, I got an email from the registrar's office, and they were like, you're 20 credits behind and you're not going to graduate on time. And I knew they were wrong because I had been keeping a detailed list and guide to all the classes I had taken, all the grades, all the confirmations, everything. And so me being my own advocate, I was able to stand up for myself and just show them like, you're wrong. That sounds so funny, but I basically told them like, you guys, you're wrong. I know I'm right. I'm graduating on time. I'm my own advocate. I'm going to email you high priority so I know that this gets resolved ASAP. And guess what? I avoided all those issues because I had been organized. I made it a priority to email them and be on top of it and correct things and check in with them. And yeah, maybe I would have stayed an extra semester and probably wasted a ton of money because they were wrong about something, but I was my own advocate. I stood up for myself. I was able to correct them because, you know, people aren't perfect, universities aren't perfect, and I like graduated on time because I like took ownership of it. That applies to so many different things. Be your own advocate too, even with joining clubs and like committees and leadership programs. I didn't really do that because I didn't have time, and it wasn't a priority for me to be in clubs when my biggest priority was my marriage. That was my club that I was a part of. I was part of the marriage club in college. I definitely recommend get in clubs, get in communities, find people who have similar things in common with you, and that you can actually have real deep relationships with. College is such an important time to have those people, have people who you can have fun with and goof around with, but you can also like buckle down and study with, that you can achieve your goals with, that, you know, are going to be on your team when you're going through life changes or career changes or, you know, major changes. Like, they're going to be on your team, encouraging you, you know, checking in with you, being an accountability partner. Like, those are the people who are going to help you through seasons. Those are just some things that I have learned in college that I want to share with you guys. And I have almost been graduated for a year, which is crazy to say, but life does get so much better. And I just wanted to share my journey about college, about studying, about education with you guys. And I want to do kind of a series with this, so maybe if you guys have more questions or want to hear more about like what it was like being married in college, I can totally, you know, share that with you guys. But anyways, I just wanted to say thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Please take, you know, some of those tips and apply them to your life. I think they can be applicable not just to college, but people who are working professionals or even in high school still. Like, please, like, you know, take it all with a grain of salt and take what applies to you. But just wanted to say thank you, and I'm just gonna sit here for probably an hour and just chill on my couch and drink some coffee because it's that time of the day. So just wanted to say thank you. I love you guys, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you later.